If you're not listening to the Smoke World podcast, you're wasting your time, you mortal.
What's up, folks? Welcome to another episode of Smoke World. I'm your host, Stone. So go grab that stick, go grab a glass of whatever you're drinking. Let's sit back and have that conversation. You can follow me on Instagram at Smoke World Podcast. Email stone@smokeworldpodcast.com and the website, folks, smokeworldpodcast.com. Today's guest is KD. KD is a sister of the Leaf who actually makes customized ashtrays. Okay, so I know that's been a big thing with us lovers of the Leaf and those who smoke. We love customized things. We love things with our names, with our designs. We love that kind of stuff. For whatever reason, it is what it is. We love ourselves. There's nothing wrong with that. So KD joins me. She explains and talks about her journey on how she got started and how you can contact her to get one of these cigars. Let me stop saying that. Let me stop saying cigar because I'm a cigar guy. How to get one of these ashtrays. Okay, folks? So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. KD, thank you for joining Smoke World. What's going on with you?
I'm doing all right on this President's Day. Happen to be off work, so I'm chilling.
Oh, that must be nice. Sitting back, chilling. Okay, so KD, so tell the people exactly who you are and what you got going on.
Well, my name is Kendra. I go by the name of KD at my home lounge. I own a brand right now called Pink Chimney. It is a cigar-inspired resin art product in which I make custom cigar trays, specifically cigar ashtrays.
Okay, now it's interesting you said two things there. Okay, you make custom ashtrays. You said cigar. I think you used the word cigar, but no matter what they smoke, whether it be a cigarette, we ain't gonna judge them. You know, that's what we do. We smoke cigars, but hey, other folks smoke other things, and they do what they do. So hey, could they use your product also? Is that correct?
Absolutely. Yes, I make smaller trays as well for the person who smokes other things. Whatever you choose, I can make something for you.
Nice. Now you mentioned home lounge. Where's home for you? Where are you from?
Oh, shout out to Cigar Lounge in Wilmington, Delaware. Actually got started with making custom cigar trays. The owner, Corey Stansberry, actually bought my first cigar tray.
Nice. I know Corey. Corey's my main man. That's what's up. Shout out to Cigar. That's what's up. Okay, so now, folks listen to this, and this is what I love about the podcast, because I get to interview people like you, people like me, the listener, the everyday person who's making moves, who are doing things, and folks need to know. So here's a platform where we can actually have a conversation and get the word out there. So I'm curious to know, how did you get into this? Because this sounds like arts and crafts, and I'm not really good with that. Because you got cut in between the lines and cut on the lines and color in between the lines. Some things is just not my stilo. So how did you get started with this whole thing?
Well, I've always had some level of artistic ability, even as a child.
Bragging.
You asked for it.
Whatever. You got to go rub it in.
Well, I got to start from the beginning.
As a child, I had skills. Okay, go ahead. I ain't gonna hate. Proceed. Everything for everybody. I'm staying in my lane.
So my grandparents, my grandfather, he painted. So growing up as a child, I painted a lot, doodles, stuff like that. I did a little bit of art honor society in high school. Fast forward to last Christmas, my mom, I had gone through quite a bit of personal traumas, lost my father, lost some very close people. So I really felt like my mom saw that, and she asked me last Christmas, she said, you know what, for Christmas, I want a custom art piece from you. And I mean, it was like a fire was lit, and all the art kind of, all that art that was in me kind of came back to life. And I started researching more about resin. It's actually a liquid material that you pour into a mold and it hardens over time, almost like glass. So I started researching that, started playing around with it, started making coasters, eventually making ashtrays. And then fast forward to last summer, um, I reached out to Corey and I was like, how much would a cigar ashtray go? And he was like, I mean, make one. And so I did some research. I couldn't find an actual mold for that, for a tray that big. So I actually went research how to make the mold itself. So I have my own custom molds. And then it kind of snowballed from there. I made my first tray. He auctioned off the second tray. I made another one, and then it's been good to go since.
Interesting. Okay, so now how did you end up picking resin? Like, how did that come about, opposed to any other particular product
Right.
out
That's
of
a
the
great
art
question.
world? Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Out of the art
Yeah.
world, just because I can't say I can't paint. I can paint in the sense of
Right.
construction, material, but I'm not good with the artistry. Getting
Mhm.
construction paper out and cutting stuff and making all those little anecdotal things. I'm not good with that. So I stay in my lane. But I'm curious
Right.
to know resin, because now you don't need no special license for this, do you? Like, you ain't got no nuclear stuff going on over in your basement, do you? What's going on?
Well, it does require a certain level of PPE, so it is always good to use gloves, a well ventilated area, things like that. I came across resin because initially I was painting on canvas, and I initially looked for ways to seal the painting to kind of put something over it. And so then I ran into some people actually put resin over their canvas after their painting, gives it a real glossy finish. I was like, that's cool. Then it just kind of snowballed looking at YouTube pages, and then I ran into people doing resin on their countertops and floors, and then I ran to the arts and crafts, and then from there my brain just started kind of going into different ways. So I ended up making my mom a resin canvas with pearls on it. It ended up really pretty.
Are you looking for a new platform to connect with other cigar smokers, consumers, lounges, and brands while escaping tobacco-related rules of other social media platforms? Then look no further. Stogie Lives, the new social media platform for cigar lovers created by a female. So come join Stogie Lives, STOGIELIVES.com, where every cigar lover has a place to connect.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Now, I was thinking here, I guess you can do some other things. You're just not locked into just making these ashtrays, because with this resin, you can actually do a variety of things.
Yes, and I have. Actually, I'm working on right now. My newest project right now, my daughter got some roses for Valentine's Day, and I'm currently drying them out to put them in some kind of like a resin pyramid looking thing and put some lights in it. It's so much things you can do with it.
All right, so now let's go back to the loving of this leaf. So how long have you been a cigar smoker?
I started smoking last March.
Whoa, you say last month or last March?
Last March.
Okay, so let's talk about that a little bit. Let's dive into the love of the leaf. I love this story. When I asked my cigar lovers when they got started. Okay, so you remember, because it's kind of fresh for you. It ain't like you 20, 30 years into this game. So last March, let's walk through, let's take that day, and tell us how it all began.
Okay, so ironically, I was doing an art show last March. It was my first showcase, and I actually was showcasing my canvas art. And my cousin, who went to school with Corey in high school, was like, afterwards, like, hey, let's go to the cigar lounge. So I'm like, cool. So we went, and I smoked my first cigar. I don't ask me what it was. I have a picture of it, but I do not remember what it was. I just remember that it was very, very sweet, and it was so sweet that I ended up getting very sick.
Damn, hold, I got to stop you right there, because you're the first person, because you know why I laugh? Because I'm saying most of the time when we start our beginners, our novice cigar smokers off, we start off with something infused. But you're saying it was super sweet. So we don't normally give them, I'm a full body smoker. So now you being a brand new smoker, is nowhere in the world I would give you what I smoke. It'd be like, yo, you would have a bad experience. You would get sick and like, oh my God, Stone, this suck. F you, you rat bastard. I knew I should be effing around with you smoking these damn cigars. So you actually now have a little bit of vice versa. You had a cigar that you saying was too sweet for you, and you got sick.
I did. Yep.
When you say, okay, but you was throwing up all over the place. But you say you got sick. What does that mean?
Okay,
Talk
so
to us. It's okay.
I'm saying this on the podcast.
That's okay. You can say. Yeah.
I made my cousin and Corey swear to never talk about this, but yes, I ended up throwing up everywhere and lost my car keys. It was a mess. It was a horrible experience.
Hold on. So we gotta, okay, folks that's listening, we gotta rewind. We gotta examine this pretty good. Now, are we blaming this on the cigar? Was any alcohol involved in this party here that we talking about, or this was strictly a cigar and water event?
Well, I did have a little bit to drink.
A little bit to drink. No, now we're getting there. Now we're getting there. See,
and I probably didn't eat enough. All the things, but that cigar took me to the edge.
Okay, so now as a cigar protector of the world that I am, I gotta analyze just a little bit more.
Okay.
Work with me, KD. We're gonna build together. We're gonna build together. Okay, so you had a good night. You was at your art show. You say, hey, you know what? Let's go celebrate. I'm feeling good. Let's go get a drink and a smoke. And you're not a smoker, but these other people are convincing you it sounds good. You probably saw it before. Yo, I'm with that. Let's go. You go to the lounge. You order yourself a drink. Yes or no?
Correct. Well,
right.
Yes, correct. That's what happened.
Yes, order a drink. And now you're feeling good. They're like, hey, you want a cigar? We are in the cigar lounge.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really smoke no. Not to say you sound like this, but I don't really smoke no cigars, but all right, you know, let's rock with it. Now, what were you? I bet you remember what you was drinking. What were you drinking that night?
Actually, I don't. So the bartender, I won't say no names, actually gave me some suggested drinks. So I think one of them might have been a Long Island.
Oh, that's poison. That girl is poison. Yeah, that'd get you. Them Long Islands, that's like 35 drinks. With one alcohol with 35 drinks on alcohol, 22. That's about 1750. Okay, that's about 175 proof. So yeah, you was going to be a little special if you recall drinking that.
Right. He said, "You're asking if I do recall."
I said, if you recall, you say you don't really remember what you drank, but I'm thinking if we dig a little bit more, your memory may just come back a little bit more, just a little bit. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Long Island was definitely one of those.
Yeah, one of those. So it was multiple. Maybe you was mixing. It was already a mixed drink for Long Island. You got multiple alcohols in there. Okay, so you got Long Island, and we're not counting drinks because, you know, we don't judge. Not on Smoke World. So you drinking drinks. That's all I'm going to say. And somebody decides to say, hey, you know what, KD, you want to try a cigar. And at this point, you're probably feeling pretty good based on your drinks, and you say, you know what? I don't care. Let's make it happen. Hook me up. Who is the person? Is it Corey that gives you the cigar?
No, actually, my cousin, she wanted to smoke, so she asked me if I wanted to try. So she did initially, and then it wasn't. There was somebody working that night too. Another young lady. I don't remember her name, but she took me into the humidor and kind of described each one for me, and she helped me pick that one out.
Okay, so now you got your cigar in your hand. I know folks, bear with us, people. They're thinking, Stone, you're dragging this out. You know what we tell? You know what we tell people in Smoke World? Mind your business. Mind your business. Okay? Shut up and listen. Appreciate it. Respectfully. Shut up and listen. We're building. This, me and Katie, we're building. We're trying to understand. Again, what are you doing? You're working out right now. You're driving in your car. You got a little time. You can come back. You can hit the pause button. You can do many things with a podcast. I'm building with KD. Build with me. So, okay, KD, boom, you got your cigar. You say it's sweet, and you light your cigar up, and you're having a good time. And then sometime during the course of the night, you get sick. And how did you blame? I got to stop you because I'm asking myself the question, but I'm going to answer it for you, basically. Okay. I'm thinking that as a lover of the leaf, and don't get me wrong, there have been many individuals who have smoked a cigar and got sick. But with you, KD, I don't know. I'm thinking the alcohol was a main factor. And the
Probably.
cigar was just like a little bit of like, hey, I'm a 1 percentile guy. I'm just coming through. She took 3 puffs of me and then she blanked me for the whole night. I ain't had nothing to do with it. It was them Long Islands and the tequila and other stuff she was mixing. It wasn't me. That's all I'm saying, KD. That's my whole purpose of taking this long dissertation, just to say the fact that I don't think the cigar was the person or the thing or the element that caused you to get sick.
Maybe not. But I mean, it didn't turn me off. I will say that.
You worked
It did
through
not
it.
turn me off from smoking. Yeah, I worked through it.
You worked through it, and now you didn't graduate. So what are you smoking now? Are you still smoking this sweet stuff, or what we call infused, or now have your palate matured to something a little different?
Now, and I think a part of why I didn't like the initial cigar was because my palate, actually, I prefer bitter taste. So right now, Sampler is my absolute favorite. I treat myself once in a while to that.
So I'm sorry, say that again. You treat yourself to what?
Samparai,
Oh,
red label.
okay. Excuse me.
Yes, I have graduated quite a bit.
Oh, excuse me, my love, my dear. The man is beneath me, and so is his daughter. Excuse me, proceed, my dear. Wow, what a year have we had, dear? Lovely.
Yeah, that's my little treat. And then I really enjoy a Statesman Grand Cru, number 2, Davidoff specifically.
So do you have a go-to? Okay, let's go back because you naming big boy stuff. The smoke world, and people who listen to smoke world know Stone. Stone ain't buying all that. Stone's a cheap bastard. I am not cheap. People, stop saying that. I'm just watching what I smoke because a lot of times these cigars are ridiculously priced, and it's not an everyday smoke. I'm talking to the everyday average smoker, and again, everybody's job, everybody's pockets are different. But for me. Right. I'm not buying no $25 cigar every day. I don't work in that corporate America. I don't work in that place. I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler, baby. I just want you to know. So now what do you go to as far as an everyday smoke? For the normal people who listening.
I do like right now the Romeo and Julieta 1875.
Okay. Now, are you pairing that with any of those Long Island iced teas anymore, or kind of moved away from that also?
Well, that experience did not turn me away from cigars, but it turned me away from Long Island, so I haven't had one since. But I do prefer a Cuban coffee, usually with specifically no cream, just sugar. At night, I'll do a sweet wine.
Okay, nice. Now, do you smoke every day? Are you an everyday smoker, or you kind of, balance it out a few days out the week?
I balance it out. There may be times where I may smoke maybe 2 or 3 days at a time, and then I'll take a break, or maybe 2 or 3 times a week and space it out, but not necessarily every day.
Okay, nice. I know folks are thinking like, damn, Stone, you're just dragging this thing out. Again, you know what we tell them? Respectfully, mind your business, okay? Mind your business. Okay, let's get back into this artwork about what you're doing. So if folks are interested in seeing what you can do, how is it that they can get in contact with you? Is there some social media platforms that you're rocking on?
Yes, I am right now on Instagram at pink_chimney. I actually, ironically, just started that branch of my art maybe 2 months ago. So it actually just recently started kind of blowing up. Caldwell himself, I don't know if you're familiar with Caldwell cigars. I was given the opportunity to give him one of my cigars. One of his fans actually purchased it. Shout out to Melinda on Instagram. He purchased the cigar tray from me, and I was able to give that to Rob Caldwell himself, and so he posted it on his page. So ever since my Instagram is kind of doing well right now. So
okay, hold on. I think I did see that picture. Is that the guy that was super tall, or you just really short? Which one was it?
No, both.
Okay. I thought I was going to say that, but I want to save you. I didn't want to jump in. So you are a little person.
I am. I'm only 5 feet, but he's almost 70. So
Yeah, he did look. Okay, where was that picture taken at?
So I was at Mojo Lounge in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, I've been to Mojo's. Nice. Okay, so
Yeah,
so that's
nice.
interesting that came about. So you're saying there was a connect there, and you was able to via that connect link up with Caldwell himself and present him with that ashtray. So what was his impression of the ashtray? How did he feel about it?
Well, the friend that bought the tray off me, he got there before me, so he gave it to him. I didn't unfortunately get to see his initial reaction, but while I was there, he did express to me how much he liked it. He asked me to take a picture with the tray, so that was pretty cool.
All right, so that's what we gotta let folks know. I don't know if we covered this, but that you customize these ashtrays. This is not just like any ashtray. You actually customize this ashtray to whatever letters, pictures, colors. So I think that's an important factor that I missed, that you actually make these ashtrays custom. So this ain't just your regular ashtray that you get from the dollar store. This is a custom made ashtray with whatever they may give you as far as design. You can kind of make color design based on the customer's requests.
Correct.
Beautiful thing. Okay, so you say you're on Instagram. Okay, get an Instagram out again. What's that handle?
Pink_Chimney.
Okay. Any phone numbers right now? Just strictly go there and they can get in contact with you from that point on.
Yes, from for right now, as I start to build, I'll have other kinds of ways to contact me. But right now, that's the best way.
Okay. Now I ask all my guests: is there anything that maybe I didn't ask you that you wanted the listeners, to know before we shut it down?
No, just check me out. Hit me up with any questions. I can pretty much put just about anything you can think of inside of a tray, to bands, to pictures, I just did one with a business card. I'm going to put roses in my own personal one. So whatever you can think of, I'm willing to work with you and we can make it happen.
Okay, I do have this last question, and you don't have to answer it. We can answer it like in a Yelp review. As far as pricing on these particular ashtrays, are we looking at $1 sign, $2 signs, $3 signs, $4 signs, or $5 signs? Meaning, 1, not too crazy. 2, 3, you understand where I'm going. So what are we looking like as far as pricing when we talk about custom cigar ashtrays? Okay, let's not. Let me recorrect. Stop saying cigar stone. This is custom ashtrays, period, because there are many people who smoke whatever. Just because I'm a cigar smoker, that's a bad habit. I apologize. So this custom ashtray is on what kind of price level? From the dollar signs. We're using that as a margin to give us an idea.
Well, it's from $1 signs to 3, depending on, because it's all based on how much material I have to use, how much customization you want. I've done the smaller NFL trays for the cigarette smoker, and then I've done one with letters going around the side and gold flakes for the, cigar smoker. So it goes from $1 to $3 sign.
Appreciate it. Well, KD, thank you for being a guest. Thank you for sharing your story. Yes, appreciate you. Thank you. And you know what? Go back, relax. That is not a bad idea. Go back, relax, and enjoy yourself, folks. That's what I think I'm going to do. Thank KD for being a guest. Again, folks, there you have it. Another episode of Smoke World in the books. You can follow me on Instagram, Smoke World Podcast. Email stone@smokeworldpodcast.com. The website, smokeworldpodcast.com. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe. And guess what? We will check you out on the other side. That rhymes too. Peace.